Welcome, another episode of Into the Coronaverse. Today we are coming to you from the Fun Gen, where all the fun happens. Before all the fun started happening down here, this used to be the place where toys come to die. So that's why we called it the Fun Gen. But today it's definitely getting a lot more use these days. Wanted to run through a few games if you're looking to teach your kids about money. I think that's something incredibly important. It's not something they really get any expertise of in school. So this is something that they definitely want to learn from you and learn at home. So the first game that I have is Allowance. I have a daughter who is just turned 5, and we actually started her out with this game as a better way to actually count money. So your dollar bills, your change, your nickels, your dimes, your quarters, adding those up and figuring out how to pay for small, simple things. And then we actually started moving her up. So we played that probably a couple times. But then we moved her up to Monopoly Junior. So this is what Monopoly Junior looks like. This is a good game because it teaches a little bit more about assets. So if you want to teach your kids how important it is to own certain things that actually bring you money in, even when you're sleeping or when you're not actually there or not actually working, that's a very good game to teach them about assets. It all happens in an amusement park, and essentially you have ticket booths on amusement rides instead of actually property and real estate. But daughter seemed to enjoy that. She destroyed me at it, so I had to kind of see if I could get some of my pride back in some of the bigger games of Monopoly, which we've actually introduced her to as well. The next game I have here is the tried and true Monopoly that we all grew up with. Oh man, I'm being called for dinner. Okay, so I'm gonna have to wrap this up real quick. But the Monopoly we all know and love that had hundreds and 500s, much lower amount of money. You got $200 every time you pass go. I love that. That's kind of like what you grow up with, or what we grew up with. But what they have now is they have Monopoly with credit cards. So this is teaching the kids the next level where they don't even have to think about how much stuff adds up to, but I still think our old school folks, we have a little bit of an advantage if we can do all the math in our heads. So we actually have 2 games for that, and they have slightly different rules, but both are just as enjoyable, and they actually move pretty quickly. We have Monopoly Electronic Banking. This was kind of cool playing with a credit card, I must admit. But again, being able to do the math in your head and negotiate and being able to do all that stuff quickly really, really, really helps. So definitely would encourage you to teach your kids how to do math in their heads. Just work on some simple things, but the negotiation piece with that will get them really turning everything and moving quickly. And hopefully, if this game doesn't fall apart, stay there, is Monopoly Revolutions. Really like this game, had a cool concept. If you like new age and stuff that's sophisticated and cool looking, this one has a circular game board, and it has like clear pieces, that you kind of move around this board, and everything's kind of a little bit more oriented towards like just gaming in general. There are no community chest or chance cards, but the only cards you have are the properties themselves. So I actually like that game just for the aesthetic and everything, but really neat. But whatever you do, teach your kids in one way or another about money. If you want to take a quick test to figure out how you think and what type of Monopoly player you may actually be, check out escapethemonopoly.com. There's a mind test on there. It's only 7 questions, really quick. Love your feedback on that. I gotta hurry up and run up to dinner. But thanks for listening, and I'll catch you soon.